Today is another the useful Linux command to be discussed, so we can work together. Okay. We did the echo last week and week before. So we know if we do echo, hello, Mercy, how are you, then you can see it as I do here. Hello, Mercy, 221. Then you can echo, right? And then also you can put that into another file, greater than sign or arrow, more formally, that is called redirection. Redirection to, if it is not redirection, what is the outcome displays on the standard output, which is the terminal, right? So without saying anything, it goes to the terminal. But if you do here redirect that standard output to a file, say temp, then it goes to temp. And then if you type the temp, then you can see it, right? So cat temp, then it shows hello Mercy 221. Echo star, there's looking for the current directory. This is a wildcard, so it could be any. So echo star, if you do the current what is currently we have, which is very similar to ls, right? If we do ls, then bookshelf, this is a current content, the content of the current directory. Similarly, if you do echo star, then it lists all the files contained in the current directory, but it doesn't identify what it is. It's not color coded. Okay, ls gives you more information using this color coded, but echo star simply, if you want to, for some reason, when you set up some scriptings, in other words, a sequence of Linux commands for you to monitor, control, for example, large data center, including security, management, not issuing line by line of the Linux commands, but sequence of hundreds different Linux commands. Then if you want to check what is the current content, what is the content contained in the current content, that may current directory. What are the content contained in the current directory? Along the way that you check your scriptings within your scripting codings, then you can use this. This is something handy, right? Rather than saying ls automatically returns to the standard outputs, right? Similarly, if you do dot star, then what do you think dot star gives you? Here, dot rather than star. Star gives you the content of the file list of files contained in the current directory, right? Dot star means hidden files, right? It gives me the hidden, including hidden files, only the hidden files. See here, dot bash history dot bash logout dot bash alc dot cache, everything starting with a dot. None of these available in simple the outcome of the star. Okay, that's handy, right? This is something that if you want to do, hey, I want to find some share. I don't care any intermediate directories after USL, but I want to look at the directory called the share if there are multiple other share directories within that USL subdirectories. So, for example, if we do USL, then we have that, right? And if you do USL star share, only one share. But if there are more than one, then you can see more than one, right? Share directory is within local. Let's say another possible reason is that I do not know share is the parent directory of share is local, but I know for sure top level there is a USL directory. And I'm looking at share, but I don't know what's in between. Then you can do star US, I'm sorry, star slash USL slash star slash share. Okay. ls minus d. What is d? D. If you say minus d, then it gives you the list of the directory. Okay. Minus d. ls minus d, then we can do. Right now I have that many directories, right? But if I do ls minus d, it gives me the directories only. Oops. ls minus d. Where is the current? I didn't put anything star. Is there any star? If I do ls minus d dot, then it gives me the dot, but I'm not sure why ls minus d gives me only that. ls minus d it's not like that. Okay. So if you have a minus d option, then it displays directories. And then this is other thing here that is a regular expressions, which means it starts with the dot, and then if you do it ending with anything, question mark means any single character. Star means anything. And then within that square bracket, this is something that this is a little advanced things. So I want you to think. You may issue that type of regular expressions, which is a little bit advanced at your current level of this expression. It is called the regular expression. rather than spell out a specific pattern, you simply express some regular pattern, like telephone number. Then telephone number is not really a formal expression right now. But for example, email, then there is a @ sign. Before @ sign, some identifier, and followed by @ sign, and ending with some of the top level domain, .edu, .com, .org, something like that. That type. How can we express that instead of specific emails? Because we do not know what emails may be available in the documents if you want to investigate millions of documents for your forensic investigations. Then you can formalize some of the expression patterns. We call that regular expression. So regular expression is one of the topic that computer science develops as you do the programming language follows that regular expression. So later we'll look at that a little more, okay? But I wanted to see here, like here we have star for wildcard, and then we have some of the expression, right? 2 characters, dot and star. So without having to say any specific file name, then we express more generic ways. That is regular expression. Tilde that we looked at, that is a home directory, right? Okay, let's review some that we discussed the last week. This is very, very important throughout your career, not only while you are in academia, but throughout your career. If you don't understand this formally, then you will have always some trouble. So I want to practice this. So we want to open up 2 terminals like this, and at one terminal issue cd usr and ls-l. On another one, simply ls and cd my name. I believe you guys set up your name already. So cd your name and do pwd, so where you are, and then finally ls-l. So you can see the content, the list of files within that pwd within your home. The other one is above in USR. Okay, so to do that, I wanted to open up another terminal. So one terminal on left, the other terminal on the right. If we want to clean up this terminal, then you need to say clear, call clear, then okay, then screen that terminal will clear it off. Okay, let's start from this. So type ls. Oh, I need to go back to me. So currently, that's where I am, right? And I want to clear. that is me. And then I want to change the directory, John Yoon, and ls, that is my case. Lots of, you guys may not have that many, but I have some of those. Okay. So what's here? All right, that much that we can do, okay? So ls minus l, then I have one directory and then many text files, as you can see here. That appears on the one terminal. And on the another terminal, let's go up. So cd usr ls minus l. Then I have many subdirectories within that USR directory, top level USR directory. So bin directory, games, include, and so on, as you can see here. All right. So what we need to do, the first question, express a Linux command to display this. What I mean by that, here I want to see this. How can I express? Currently I am under the directory USR, right? I am on another side. Can I see my home directories, the file content within my own subdirectory called John Yoon? So how can I get that? Can anyone say? Do you know? Evan, do you got that?
ls tilde slash the name dash l.
Okay, ls minus l, and tilde means?
Was it I did was my command ls, and I put the directory first. I put ls directory and then the dash l.
Later?
Yeah, later.
Okay. You better do that. Well, it's okay, yeah. But usually this is an option, right? And then what you gave, tilde and John Yoon, that is a file. So you place it the other way. But if it takes, fine. But usually option comes first and ending with file. That is the syntax when you look at the directory. I'm the help, the man. Okay, it's not wrong, but anything else that you could do? ls minus l, tilde, slash John Yoon. Let's see if it gives me this list, the list that we see here. Okay, so if I hit enter, then see here ABC, exact same ones that I get, right? We use tilde. If tilde is not allowed to use, how can you do that? You need to traverse all the way. So you need to do ls minus l. Traverse means you need to first to go up, right? All the way top. So dot dot, then you are on top. And then you ascend first, and then you need to descend. You need to climb down from the top. What is your home directory is path expression, that is let me get that here, pwd. Then there is a slash home slash pi slash John Yoon. So you need to express that. Here slash home slash pi slash John Yoon. Then you'll get the same ones. So one way that you can express as a walkthrough. The other one, you jump to your home directory using tilde. Okay, many ways that you could. What is next? Question 2. Express a Linux command to display this. At your home, inside your home, your own directory, John Yoon, how can you get the list of files under slash USR? This is slash USR, right? How can you express that from here? By the way, back to the previous ones. This is a one way, right? Another way here, someone may say, hey, should we walk up? Can we express directly from the top? That's also possible, right? Because wherever you are within your file system, it knows if you say top, then there is only one top. So you can say, hey, I want to express anything from the top. Then you can do here, ls minus l, and then directly, rather than dot slash, we simply slash home. All right. So with that in mind, then you can get this very easily from your home directory, home subdirectory. How can you get the USR content? Federico, do you have an idea? You don't really know, or you may feel some. Robert Gregory. You don't really try. ls minus l, that is a command, right? List. And then you give a file. If you don't give file, then it'll list my current directory. So I want to, which content that I want to see. If you look at the other side, then there is USR, right? Slash USR. So you simply put it here, slash USR. Then this guy is exactly the same as this. Bin directory, well, okay. The point here, I want you to express any command from anywhere so that you can access. Okay, how to access files that's available that's not available along my my own path, but on another path. Okay, not starting with slash home, but starting with something else, like USR here. All right. Okay, next one is here. Oh yeah, we looked at already, right? Okay. And another review that we looked at, that is called the redirection. Remember that greater than sign or double greater than sign? What is the difference between these two? They are both redirections. Single greater than sign means you want to, if that file not exist, you want to create it. If a file exists, then you need to override it. So current, the outcome will be the content of that files. If you have double arrows, then I want to append. So you can keep increasing the files. There's usually the case of log files, log, L-O-G. Log files is very, very important for cybersecurity professionals when you are dealing with servers. Let's see if we have any log files here. Usually, log files and the web pages, they are located in VAR. So let's go back to top level. We looked at a little bit ago about USR, right? This is USR. There's another directory called the VAR. Each one, namely, differently, it contains something related to that. So VAR means variable size. What that means is that anything within that VAR directory, size of the files dynamically updated. So VAR for variable. So if we change the directory from there to VAR, then cd VAR and ls, then you can see here backup, cache, lib, local. There's a log files here, right? Log directories. So if you see here cd log, then I may have multiple log files. So ls minus l, those are the log files. WTMP, this is very, very important to files. Look at this, size of the files. And what is, when it was updated, March 1, 2 days ago. Something that updated March 3rd, which is today, right? 7:36. Some log files keep logging you whatever activity is there. Here, boot 6 different files of a boot log. So when my Raspberry Pi has been booted. So, for example, February 4th, that is the longest time. Some logging files stored there, right? And then there's another alternative, so bootstrap, BTMP, not many in our case, but when you set up your web server here, we'll do, toward the end of this class, we'll set up also web server here. Not only the web page that you want to manage the web server itself. Okay, then we can see more than that here. Okay, boot. Let's look at the oldest boot. Boot.log.6, which was booted on February 4th. That may be the first time we set up our Raspberry Pi, right? So everything is recorded. So can we read these files? Can I read these files? Can anyone say? Can I read that files? You said yes. Any other opinions? Julian? Evan?
You need permission to view it.
Right. Why? We didn't look at that yet. But if you see here, the first character dash means that it's a file, not a directory. RW and dash means owner can do this. Owner, who is the owner right now? Root. Are you the root? If you do who, say W, then this is you. This is me. My name is Pi. I'm not root. Then can I read this? This guy here. This guy says only the root can read and write, but not execute. The next three character tells us no, nothing. But this is for the group where the owner is associated with. The owner is a root, group is also root. You are not in the root group. Okay, so by default, you cannot read this. So we try that, okay? Cat boot.log.6. If you do cat that, then it says permission denied. But then still we cannot read it as the user ID that initially set up when you set up your Raspberry Pi. So I may be treated specially. I am special, actually. In my Raspberry Pi, Pi itself is special because that is the name that I created as I install my Raspberry Pi. I'm not any arbitrary casual user. I'm a special user because as a Pi, I set up my Raspberry Pi. Later, we'll look at how we can issue new login ID for someone else. So that is important, right? But anyway, but I explained multiple times, I am special because I am in sudo's list. So you guys can install, you guys can update and upgrade, right? Some of the packages already. As a casual user, you cannot. But we did it because we are special. Special means in this case, we are in the sudo's list. Although I am not the owner of that file, I'm not allowed, but if I am in the sudoers list, then I can do anything that I want to. Not 100% like root, but almost. Therefore, what should we do if we want to read it? Although I am not permitted, but because I am special, if I put one more things, then I can read it. Okay, so what is that? Sudo. Okay, sudo, the same command, then I can read it, right? This kind of things already logged in the log list. I do not know what it is, but knowingly, unknowingly, because our Raspberry Pi is not like your Windows laptop. This is another server. So it has lots of log files. It is very, if you read this carefully, get some understanding, then it may help you a lot, right? This kind of things. So long list, log files. But anyway, this double greater than sign, double direction, that symbol will append anything that you have, okay? So particularly log files, if your server has some activities within your server, and usually if it is a server, then every activities can be logged, okay? If you, for example, do this is a good example. The reboot, right? Your Raspberry Pi, you reboot multiple times, right? Here, you don't, because you have to shut that down, right? When you leave this class, you shut that down. There's no power, right? And then when you get back home, if you want to restart, then that is another boot, right? So it can be logged automatically. So every single activities as you reboot your Raspberry Pi, that activity is logged. To do that, we usually use greater than sign. Okay, let's look at some. This is something that we already did, right? So date equals a date greater than output, then it gives the current date will be created, right? And if you have double arrow, then that means append. We did that already last time. When you do greater than sign, this is a redirection, but for output. So redirection of a standard out. If you have less than sign, that is the other way, reverse way. That is a standard input. Okay, so this goes when you run some program. If you want to put it from outside, for example, this is some program. Average can be, for example, created using GCC command. That is kind of C programs. We're not going to practice this, but I'm going to explain the scenario here. So with this GCC, we created a command, average. So average is executable files. So when you execute that files, I want to put some data into these files. Then you can use less than sign. Okay, that is called the redirection of a standard input. So standard in, whatever standard in directions, that goes into back into that file, that programs. You can use both standard input and standard output. Like here, this will be the data fed into this program. Then this program may generate output. That output goes into these files. So that we have here less than sign and greater than sign. Everything in one command. One command. That is important, right? So this kind of redirection is very, very handy in the Linux operations. There's also standard error can be generated and stored. So greater than sign and ampersand, then you will get that out. For example, when you make this is a compiler. As you make this compile, previously we stopped here, right? This is a average.c. This is the C program. You compile it, and as you compile, you have greater than sign ampersand followed by output. And then command is simply output. No, average, right? So when you do this, if there is an error can be stored in this output so that you can get that output, get that error messages. The error message is automatically generated and stored in a file. You can make that like using this command, this redirection. That's what we did. Okay, redirecting standard output is this, and with that, I have a question for you here. Is it possible to redirect and to display on the standard output? What that means is that if you, for example, ls minus this, then you can get the command list, right? Like here, commands, all the commands that you do, that's available USL bin, right? Like here, ls/usl/bin, then you will see the list of a command. The all list of commands. So for example, here I already had here commands.txt. So I want to remove that. If you want to delete the files, then you can use rm for remove, and commands.txt, then it'll go. So there is no more commands.txt here, my current, right? But I want to make that, for example, ls usl bin, then remember, then I have a list of these, right? Outcome of that, I want to redirect that to commands.txt. Then it goes into it. My question here, because we use this redirection, then it goes into it. It can redirect, right, into a file. Instead of a standard output, it goes into a file. That is redirections. My question here is, can I do that redirection and also display that on my standard output together. Okay. Some cases it may helpful, right? Because your program keep appending some of the activities in your logo files automatically, but on your monitor, if you want to see what is being added, what is being appended to my logo files at the same time, how can you do that? That is, in order to do that, we need to use, this is a little bit, in order to do that, then we need to do a little bit of the manual. So I want you to see the manual T. Manual TEE. What is a TEE? It says read from standard input and write it to standard output and files. So it goes to both together, right? In and out. I mean, standard input and also files. How can we do that? So using that, right? T. So for here, I want to remove. First of all, let's see that command.txt. Commands.txt. Then you see all of those commands. What happens? Okay. Oh, I don't see. Hi. My keyboard is not really properly connected. Something wrong right now. You don't see anything, right? When I type this. I want to close this. Let's see. I want to reboot. Output, reboot. If we do reboot, then we need to reconnect PNC. Okay. So rebooted. Why? My my keyboard is not working. Let's see. I want to remove that. Still not. I want to reboot again. shut down and restart. I don't think it is a problem with the Raspberry Pi. I think it's a problem with the my laptop keyboard is not taken by Raspberry Pi. Should I reboot my laptop? Let's see. This is okay. Here okay, but here. Oh, now it works. Okay. Good. So, where am I? Can we go back? And I want to remove that command, the list that I have. What I want to do here, ls usr bin directory, then it lists, right? It lists that. And what I want to here, if I do this, then silently the output of that goes into that redirected to the files, right? But if you want to do not only that, not only redirected to the files, but at the same time you want to display, then you need to do vertical bar is called pipe. So type pipe, and then T, that's a command that we looked at. T is a command that both standard input and output and the files, right? So you can do commands.txt. Then you may be able to see this as we looked at. And at the same time, this output will goes into that files. Okay, let's try. So we see the list of those. And also we see the command.txt. You want to see that command again? It's like that. ls/usr/bin. This gives me the list of the commands. And then pipe, that I will explain that a little bit later. And then command T, T can do both standard input and output and files, right? So T can display this into the standard output and also redirect to the command.txt, both together. By one command, it can do two things. Okay? But we have a pipe here. What this T can do is, whatever this T input for this T, because command.txt, that is the output, right? There's a redirect output. What is then input? Input comes from here. ls/usr/bin, then it generates whatever the output, right? We have a pipe here. Whatever the outcome from the previous command will be the input to the next command. Left side output of that pipe will be the input to the right side. So from that vertical bar, pipe, whatever outcome from the left side will be the input to the right-hand side. Okay? You guys understand what I mean by that? So if I open another terminal here, I'm not sure the pipe, the manual is available. So let's do pipe. Oh, didn't say in detail, but it says create pipe, right? Doesn't help. But that is what it is, okay? That's a command. Therefore, as you do that, then you see the outcome on the standard output, and also silently it creates the file. So if you do command, then you will see the same outputs, right? That's what this guy can do. All right, that is T. T is a read from standard input and write into the standard output. So collects the commands. That's what we did, right? Both of these together can be done by one command. Okay? So pipe is very, very important concept that if you want to make a, rather than having two commands separately, therefore from the above command, there is an output. That output then you can do on the second command. That can be done in one command with the pipe. Okay, so pipe is very, very useful. So we'll look at that pipe more later. There's another one, semicolon. Similar to pipe, but there is a semicolon. Pipe, if you do pipe, then left-hand side and right-hand side, they are connected. By outcome of the left side will be the input to the right-hand side, right? That is a pipe. Semicolon is similar, but not exactly. Semicolon means if I have a multiple commands, then, but I need to put them in one line of a command. They don't need to be related one and another. Simply you list all of those in one command, then you can do that, okay? So, for example, let's say currently we are these two terminals are at the same place, right? Let me try to the command by command, each different commands. Let me try maybe 3 commands independently, separately on the left terminal. On the right-hand terminal, I want to put them all in one line of commands. It's not one command, but multiple commands can be issued on one line using semicolon. So if I want to see cd etc and then ls, then I have so many of those, and then WPA supplicant, okay? So I want to do cd wpa underscore supplicant. And then there is a wpa underscore supplicant.conf, so that I can do cat wpa underscore supplicant.conf, but permission denied it, so I can do sudo all of those. Okay, so if I want to see the history of the commands that I issued, then if you simply type history. So what I did here, I first changed the directory cd/etc, and then I made another cd wpa underscore supplicant, and then finally I did sudo cat wpa supplicant. Okay, so can I do that at once? If you want to do, then you need to do cd and etc semicolon cd. From there, from etc, you need to do wpa underscore supplicant semicolon, and then you can do sudo cat wpa underscore supplicant.config. Look at this. If you see this command, then there's a 2 semicolon, therefore three commands combined. So first command is cd-etc, next command is cd wpa supplicant, and then finally sudo cat, so that we can see the content of that configuration files. Okay, so see if I can have the same thing that I have on the left hand side. So if you hit enter here, exact same ones, right? Remember that I had that. This is the place that I, right? Exact same ones. But here on the left side, I did multiple separately here, right? But here I did only one, like this. That is a semicolon. So semicolon and pipe. Both can include multiple commands in one command line, but they are not the same at all. Pipe, left-hand side and right-hand side, they are related. So outcome of the left-hand side is the input to the right-hand side. That is a pipe. Semicolon, you can combine multiple commands within one command line, but those multiple commands are not necessarily related. They can be all independently different. Okay? Question about that? So semicolon is very handy, and pipeline is, sometimes pipeline is really a must. Without pipeline, you may not do the work significantly. Okay? Okay, another command that we'll look at, the sort. Cat we already know, so we look at sort. Sort is like sorting. rearrange the content line by line in certain order. So it could be in ascending order or descending order. Option -n means sort by numerical data. -f, sort by ignoring case. There's -f. -r, reverse sortings. -k and pound sign. That's sort by nth number, nth column, if each line has multiple columns. So we can practice this. Oops. Come back to my home directory and cd Okay, so I want to make a directory called mkdir March. I want to make a 3 March 25. Okay, 3 March 25, which is for today. Okay, so that I want to change cd directory 3 March 25. Right now there is nothing. Let's do echo minus echo, and if you do banana and apple, cherry, and then date. If we want to send it to, before we send it to, let's try the echo only. Then it gives me in one line, right? Is there any way that I can make it each fruits in separate lines? Then there is a escape character, backslash and n. Then it makes a new lines. Okay, I believe you guys know that already, right? Escape characters. That has been built in. That's escape character is common in computer, in anything that you could do. Not only in operating systems, even when you do Python code, if you want to make a new lines, then you can use \n, and Java program as well. C, anything, right? Backslash, then that is escape characters. So with that backslash escape character, the n means there's a new lines. Backslash t means that is a new tab, right? There's a tab. If you want to make a tab in output, then backslash t. So right now we want to make banana in one line, and then apple in another line. So backslash n. And cherry in another line. So another backslash n. And then date is another line, backslash n. So if you do this, still it doesn't, right? So echo has this -n is not recognized because they're all in this string, right? They're all in string. Within this string, if you have an escape character, backslash, then hey, this backslash, whatever after that, it is not simply the string, but it means something else. So escape from that double quotes. That's what that escape means. But this echo itself doesn't do that. So there is an option called the E. echo E, and then if you have escape characters, then you will see line by line, right? Banana, all things. So if you don't make a banana, let's say, then we have we have strawberry, banana, and these things, one single lines. So echo, if you want to see that clearly, man and echo, there's option E that enables interpretation of a backslash. That's what we had, right? Exactly. So echo minus E, then it interprets backslash N. This means escape. If quote means within quote, nothing will be interpreted, nothing will be evaluated, right? Within the quote. So we call that string. But if you have a backslash, then escape from that quote. Therefore, it should be evaluated. In this particular operating systems, it should be interpreted. That's what it is. Okay. So now we want to redirect that. Redirect this to a fruit.txt. So ls, then we have a fruits. Cat fruits, then we have a list of the fruits. I want to sort that. Right now, start with B, strawberry on top, banana second, apple, and cherry, date. It's not in alphabetical order. Can you make it? So if you do sort fruit.txt, then it'll be sorted. Okay, apple, banana, cherry, date, strawberries. What is the file itself? File remains the same, but when you do sort, it displays in a certain order. Okay. If you want to make it reverse order, then minus all, then it gives you, it starts from strawberry, date, cherry, banana, and an apple. Okay. Question here. Create a list of students' name, age, grade, and sort them by name, age, and grade. How can you make that? Here, you can make a nano and student.txt, students.data, for example, DAT. And then you can say, I have here a list. Angel, maybe he's, I'm not sure how Angel likes if I say 17. If he doesn't like, 27. It's not that specific Angel, but something others. What did I say here? Age and grade. Okay, 90 and another Adam 17, 88, and Scott and 21, 77, Peter 31, 55, John 22, 22. Oscar 22, 22. Last night we had the Oscar Academy Award ceremonies, right? Anybody's watched that? No? Not interested in movies? You did? Which one do you like?
Zoe, she's the first American to win an Oscar.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Actress?
yeah. Zoe Saldana from Emily Perez.
For actress, right?
Yeah.
All right. How can you save this? I use the nano. You need to first write out, right? See here the option, Control O. So I can do Control O. Then it here in the highlights it says, do you want to write it in the standard dot students dot dat? We name it, right? I started with that file names, so it picked up automatically. You simply hit enter. And then if you want to exit from there, Control X, so that I have now students.dat. If I want to see that, students.data, then I have each line of those things. It's not really ordered, right? So if I do sort student.txt data, then by default, it the sort the first the line itself. So each line. If you make it column, then sort -k, and then maybe second column by age. Oh, so 17 years old, 20, 21, 22, 22, 27, 31. Can you make by grade? 3. Yes, so 22, 22, 55, 77, 88, 90. Can you make it reverse? Minus all, then I have 90, 88, 77, things like that. Okay, next one is to save the result to sort it each time to the separate files. You can save this. Right now, file itself remains the same, right? Cat students, then it is written. It remains the same as written. I mean created. But if you want to save it, you can save it, right? For example, this, I want to make a redirect saying I can make a ranking dot student. Then I have ranking dot stud. Then I have that order, right? Angel top, John the bottom. Word count. Multiple of those, if you want to make a word count, you can do that. So unique, we can use the command unique, the word count WC. TL, see here, man, TL is a translate or delete characters if you want. So let's say word count. In this ranking, WC, then how many? It returns 3 numbers. First number, how many lines? Second number, how many words? Third number, how many characters? This is also word. Okay, this guy does not know whether it is a word or a number. Only it recognized as if there is a space in between, then that is a one word. Like us, right? We understand that way. That is word count. If we want to see, for example, how many lines only, then WC minus L, then it gives me 6 lines, 6 only. Unique, unique words. Not in this case, so that we can, this is unique. Let's try this. Let's create another. Nano words.txt. So we can say account. Let's make some job title. Programmer, cyber security, cybersecurity engineer, let's make it like that. Control O, save. Let's try to do another. Oop. What happened? Oh, J4 joint. I do not want to write it, and Control X. Do you save it? No. Cat words.txt. Okay. So I want to go back to nano words.txt. I want to put here CEO. And Control X and then save it, yes. So I have this CEO, accountant, programmer, cybersecurity professional, cybersecurity engineer, cybersecurity analyzer, cybersecurity planner, CEO. Who receives highest pay? CEO, right? Who receives the highest pay among cybersecurity title? cybersecurity engineer. What's the job? What is the role of a cybersecurity engineer? Not only operations, but also developments. That is what cybersecurity engineers is to do. Okay. So try to see unique, okay? How many CEOs there? 2 CEOs, right? So if I do unique words.txt, will it be a 1 CEO or 2 CEOs? If I want to make it unique. You said one CEO. It's not 1 CEOs, right? So we need to find out what unique command can do. Man q unique. Then it says filter. What did it say here? Filter adjacent. Filter adjacent matching lines. So what is the problem? So that CEO is not CEO anyway duplicated according to unique command. Darshan, why?
Can you ask the question again?
Unique. It sounds like the output does not contain duplicates, right? Then why still we have 2 CEOs? But if you see what unique command can do, you may be able to see it. I highlighted it there. It says filter adjacent matching lines. So what is the problem here? There are 2 CEOs, but they are not adjacent to lines, right? How can put them in adjacent to lines? Sort. Great. So we need to do sort, right? So what you need to do? Sort words.txt. Then it gives me the sort. So we have accountant, CEO. Then we can make it unique, right? But when I do sort, the file itself is not sorted, right? So what should we do? We need to redirect to create a new file which contains the content in the sorted order, right? After that, we need to read that files to make it unique. Okay? So at least 2 steps required. Is there any way that we can combine them in one command? Not combine them in not placing multiple commands in one command line, but I would request combining them in one command, not only in one line, but in one command. What is needed? We looked at that. I said the outcome of the left side will be the output of the first command, left side command will be the input to the right hand side. Linaris?
The arrow thing.
Arrow things, there's two commands needed. We need to first save it as separate files, and then we need to issue the unique. So there's two separate things. So I want to put them in one. We can use a pipe. Remember here? And then we have a pipe. And then unique. And hit enter. How many CEOs? One CEO, right? This command sorted. So not only sort, then we can make sort output of this will be the input to the unique. This. So that is the beauty of this pipe. Okay. Grab. Grab is another useful command. So first we need to look at what grab is, right? So man grab. Oh, there are multiple versions of grabs. Grab, egrab, fgrab, allgrab. So it prints lines that matches patterns. Lines that matches patterns. That's what that grab can do. So the options for grab: -I, case sensitive; -N, show line numbers; -V, lines that do not contain the patterns. So with the -V, without or with it, then we can, are we going to include that line? Are we going to display the lines that matches the patterns or not match the patterns? Sometimes we want, I want all the lines that doesn't contain these patterns or does it contains that patterns. Then we can use -V or without. -E, search multiple words. -R, search for a pattern in all files. -all, it is, in other words, recursively. Okay, so how many files do we have? Oh, I have that many files already, right? So I know I put John somewhere, but I don't remember where I put that John. In that case, I can do John and then all files star. Or if I do all, if I know where I am, let's say student, then it gives me where John is. Grab John. I want to match the pattern John within this files. But if you want to do, I want to see John in any files, then grab John star. Then it gives me John first appears in ranking.stud files and also students.dot files. Can I see, hey, I want to, if that file is very long list, I want to see where it is. Then I can see -n. So it listed the number of that lines. So I can see in these files, ranking files, John appears on the line number 6, and another files, students dot that, then line number 5. Any question about the grep? Grep is very, very useful. So can you search directory in all files in directory.etc? So grep directory in all files.etc. I mean all files top level /etc if there is any name called the directory. So we can search in all files in the directory. Oh, it's a directory. If it is a directory, then we need to go inside that, right? So we need to do here -r recursively. We want to search within that etc files. So many, right? So some of the files directory .etc ntf files contains that, and some of them denied it. If I want to see any files that's not, I can combine -r and -b together. -r recursively, -b. I wanted any file, any files that do not have a directory file, the pattern called the directory. Yeah, those are not contains directory. If I remove a -b, then it on the other hand, the directory. And if you want to see here, not only directory, but multiple directory and let's say VIM here. It's called VIM, right? So I want to say VIM. Then it gives me let's see. VIM is not found. I'm not sure why. -r. Not together. Okay. Pipelining, that we already looked at, right? Multiple of those. In this case, outcome of this will be the input to next command sort, then sorted the list of the commands, right? And then we can do unique. If there is any duplication, then will be removed, and then we can see less rather than more. So word countings we can do, right? Minus USR sort to unique in the bin directories. Pattern matchings, ls/bin/USR bin, so all together, and then we sort and unique and grep zip. Oh, this is interesting command, so let's try to see that. So ls/bin/USR/bin. So we look at both together. So if we do, then it gives me both together. And then we can do sort. And then let's say here, and then WC, how many lines? 2,800 lines. Is that many lines? Wow. I didn't know that there are that many. This is a line. This is a word, because one line is one word. This is the number of characters. So in this, our the Raspberry Pi allows us to use about 2,000, more than 2,000 commands. It's huge, right? But there may be some duplications, so that we can do sort and unique. And then finally pipe. See here, list those two directories and sort them, and unique, then we see the unique command lines, right? Altogether 28, 33 commands. So now if you want to remove all duplicates, then see how many. We have 1,418 commands. Why that has happened? Because this /bin directory and /usr/bin directory, the same commands can appear in both directories. That is the reason that we have that almost a double number of commands. To make it simple, then we can sort and unique. Head and tail that we looked at last week, right? Subshell, subshell, and then the group. Subshell, that is within parentheses, group within curly braces. Okay, so this is not, so one shell that is multiple commands can work. If it is a subshell, remember that we had previously, I'm not sure if it is still there. Let's see, history. Yeah, I have this, right? So this, what this can do, the semicolon. So this is one command. After that, another command and another command. 3 commands. Commands are that order executed. By the way, those 3 commands can be written in one line. They are not dependent at all, right? Only the list of commands. So we can, by writing them in one line of commands, we can execute in that order multiple of those. That's what happens like this, right? Therefore, currently, because we changed the directory, so we came up here, right? So it's not. So exact same one. I want to do cannot copy, paste. Okay, so everything that, let's see, if I put everything in parentheses, I believe I have here space other than, so not, there's no command open parenthesis CD. So we need to make it some space. So this is a subshell. What the subshell can do is, it works the way that we did like this. Like subshell is something, it works as is, for example, 3 plus 4, let's see what it is, like here, right? We need to make a this, let's see, yeah, this is, so within that we need to make this, then it gives me 7, right? $, open parenthesis and close parenthesis. As I said here, that means this is a kind of it should work. I mean, like this is a shell, right? A $sign is a shell. So dollar open and close, that is a shell. So within that, we can make arithmetic operations. Like here, open and close parenthesis. Within that, we have command lines. So we have multiple commands with the semicolon, so they can be listed in one single command line. So they can be executed. So if I can execute this, then this and that, the difference here, I'm not sure you can see this. Okay, like this. This is the command. This is simply the semicolon, list of semicolons. And this one, list of semicolons, but within parentheses. If something encompassed with that parenthesis, what that means is that it can work as a shell. like entire, we are working on Linux shell, right? Everything inside works like a subshell, and my current directory remains the same. The other case here on the right side, actually that command executed and effect of that commands affect to my current shell. What that means is that if I do cd, then change really actually change, directory was changed, and then another cd here, so that I goes to backslash slash etc slash wpa supplicant. My directory is actually changed to that directory. But if I do have here parenthesis incomposed with that, then it works within that, but my directory remains the same. I'm not there. I'm here. Okay? Let me show it again one more time. So if I do cd here, then I am back home, right? But if I do this one, then every single commands with that semicolon affects to my shell. So if I do this multiple of this, my directory will be updated. I mean, whatever that is affected. So when I hit this, I goes there. Previously where I am. Previously I was here, right? Tilde. I was at home, but because of this cd, I ending up here. My directory was changed. But if I do not want to change my home directory, although I do multiple of those commands, the effect of those commands, I do not want them to affect me. I want to stay my current directory. Then you need to put the parentheses. I think you understand. All right. So if I do this, then I'm still here. John, 30 March 25. Without parentheses, I am affected. That is called the subshell. On the other hand, if I want to simply group the commands, then it can be changed. So what that means is, go back here. That affects, right? Even if I do curly brace, they are the same, with or without. So if I do curly braces, still affects me, right? Oops. There's no. What happened? Okay. So here, curly brace, then it affects me. Okay. But if I have here only not the curly brace, but parenthesis, then it doesn't affect me. Anyway, I'm already there, so. In other words, if I do here cd and tilde, so I want to come back. But if I do within that subshell, it doesn't go back. It doesn't affect me. My last command here, I want to go back my home directory, but it's not really home directory, right? So I'm still there because there is a subshells. So subshell and groupings, they are not the same. Okay. So we learned a lot. But any questions so far? Okay. Prompt statements. We did that, right? Prompt statements already. But let's look at a little more. What is my current prompt statements? Right now, my prompt statements is, if I do, for example, PS1 equal mercy, then it becomes a mercy, right? Here, ls, then I can do change in my home directory. Doesn't look good, right? So if you really want to do it, then you need to do here $sign and one space, then it'll be much nicer, right? So that I have here, then I know, oh, that is my prompt statements. So let's practice more. Backslash u means it gives me the user, right? And then at sign is literally that is at sign. /h, it gives me the home. Did that here somewhere? I didn't make that here, right? Then if I have a man, PS1, there's no man. PS, no, that's not that one's. Oh, there is not. But anyway, we can do PS1 equal, we can change it again here, saying very similar to this, right? PI, that is my user, and at sign, I want to make this PI at sign, and my host is -H, and then $sign and one more space, then my prompt is changed. This very similar to the given, right? And here I want to make a after this my host, I want to make a colon, then I have this. After the colon, this shows me my current directory. So if I want to put that my current directory, then here, show the directory, \w, there's a current directory, \, the uppercase W, so only the last part of my directory. So lowercase and uppercase shows differently. So if I do here \, uppercase, then it gives me there, if I go back to, for example, John Yoon, and if I go to 3 March, it shows me only the last one of those. It doesn't show me the full path. If I want to make a full path, then rather than uppercase W, I need to have lowercase w. Then it gives me the full list. Here, /John Yoon that directory names. So this gives me from here tilde. That is the full the path expressions when I make this. So if I want to go to, for example, etc wpa directory, then it gives me here user @ and my host colon, and this is a full directory. And when I come back to myself, then this is a full directory. So tilde is, in other words, that is a full directories. But if you want to see, when I come here, tilde, it shows me tilde, right? Is there any way that I can see my, even if I am in my full directory, rather than tilde, can I see my actual direct from not showing tilde, but tilde is the same as /home/pi in my case, right? Rather than using the tilde symbol, we may want to spell that out. How can I spell that out of the working directory? Then you need to do another $ and the group of that commands. So $ open and close curly brace and pwd. Pwd is a command line, another print working directories, right? So by having that, oh, it doesn't show that. I think it should be not the command, but let's see. Oh, it's not command. $ is not command. I'll show it to you. That is a variables, pwd. Oh yeah. So having this, I have also, rather than, remember here, this guy, when I do this, then it gives me the list of my path expression, but including tilde. Tilde is not, knowing tilde is my home directory. It's the same as my full path expression. But if I want to spell it out like this, then you need to do, rather than having \w, we can do $pwd. So even if I go by subdirectory, then it shows me, it lists from the top all the time, which is not even default path, the prompt statements. It shows me, it starts with the tilde, right? But if I want to make it spell out, then you need to use this. Question? This is handy, right? Prompt statements. And then lastly, okay, environment variables. Linux has environment variables. Environment, print environment, then you can see all those variables. For example, the variables is stored, user pi, and then path, these are all the paths that I have. And what else? some other color language is stored as we initially set up, right? If you remember that. Lang equals English, the US English, UTF dash. This is type settings. And then home is /home PI. And login name, that is PI. And PWD, that is home pi. Currently, that is JUN. That is why when I remember that when I did this, that PWD comes from there. When I do dollar PWD, then it comes from this system environment. In the system environment, there is called PWD of that. Okay, so that gives me the PWD. So if you do print that, and if you say PWD, then it gives me, oh, my current PWD is that. When I come back here, print PWD, no. When I still do print PWD, then when I was here, from that the system variables, my PWD is there. When I change that directory, exact same command that I ask, print environment PWD, it gives me my current directories. That once, I can use print env command to get that system variables, or you can get simply PWD, $PWD, then you can see also, okay? Like here, home, print env home, then you can, that is my home, currently my home. But if you want to do, if you want to use that system variable as a variable, then you can do a $home, then this is your $home. If you want to make it echo, then you can do echo, then you can get that once. Even if you are in there, home is still my home, home PI. Okay. I think that is another so printing and I mean the setting and unsetting. If you want to make some variables, some system variables more effectively, like my current I think that's enough. Any question for today's the commands that we learned? We learned a lot, but practice is really needed for you to practice. I'll give you the homework assignments, like I asked you to do the recent homework assignments last week. So follow that. If I ask you to include photocopies, then you need to take a photocopies, maybe by your cell phones, and you can include that on your submissions. If I ask you to do submit the file, then you can do that, or screenshot. You can make it. So do not submit something the way you think you can show. Only you have to submit the way that I ask you to do. Okay? If I ask you to submit screenshot, then you need to submit screenshot. If I ask you to submit file, then you need to submit the files. Okay? Exact same ones. So your practice will be on your homework assignments. All right.